Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
And welcome to Chinwag number 84, our weekly Friday chat where Beck and I sit down and share with you guys. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
And welcome to Chinwag number 80. Okay. the chat where we sit down and we share with you guys the weekly goings on that we've had, right?
Should we do that again?
No, we're going to pretend that didn't happen and carry on.
We're going to ignore that.
Yeah. So Chinwag 84 has been titled Weekly eBay Sales Report, and effort does not always equal sales.
Yeah.
So we'll go into that topic later on.
Yeah.
But obviously for now we're just going to go through the chat and say a few highs quickly.
Yes.
And then we'll get on with our weekly topics
and stuff.
Yeah, like how
that we normally do.
Yeah, like sales and any issues or whatever, and all that good stuff. All right, so first in the chat we've got Karin makes and resells Fisher. How are you?
Hello.
Then we've got Crab in the Attic. BCP has joined us as well, as has Richard Howell. Ray Cunningham, hi there, Ray. Dave Rowland and Maria Clark. Mornamu 32. So Anne Hamilton as well. Lex has joined us as well. Hi, Lex. So yeah, welcome guys. So you're the early birds in the chat. Appreciate your company on this Friday evening. I'm feeling a little bit kind of because I just woke up from a nap.
Yeah. I woke up as well. I went for a nap.
But you woke up earlier, didn't you?
Yeah. I've been up for quite a while.
Yeah, I ended up taking Alf out. So
you did.
Yeah. He bought me his lead.
He was like, excuse me.
Yeah.
So you had to go and take Alf out, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. Zahir, you're black and white. What do you mean we're black and white? What, the stream or?
I think maybe our tops.
Oh, our tops. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries.
Maybe we should coordinate a little bit more.
No.
Like wear the same kind of colours.
No, wear the same clothes.
Yeah, wear the same clothes.
No, I don't.
I'll raid your wardrobe.
Yeah, wear some of my clothes. Yeah, I don't think that would work.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the point of that would be either.
I don't
No,
know.
I'm not sure what that's like.
Something different, wouldn't it?
Or just wear the same clothes. Pete's Retro Collectibles, and Peter Ray has joined us as well. Hi, Peter. Yeah, so it's been another, a slow week on eBay.
It has.
So we'll get into the topic.
It was slow last week, wasn't it? And this week has been pretty much the same.
Yes.
If we're honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Although I think we've had slower sales, like a drop in sales this week, haven't we?
We have.
Our lowest for a while.
We've had a little drop in sales, so we will go into all that. I wonder how your guys' sales are going. And just to give us a bit of feedback on just so we know we're not the only ones, kind of thing. Oh gosh, a lot more people coming in as well. Jason's in as well. Hi Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Andy's popped in as well. Hi Andy. So we're going to go through the sales. Like I said, it's been a bit of a slow week, not as great as we would have liked.
Yeah,
it's kind of similar to last week in terms of numbers. Stu says, hi everyone, I'm only here for the graphs. The graphs are coming.
Yeah, we're going to get onto the graphs pretty soon, actually.
He's got a drop in sales, but his KD is up slightly. Yes, KD is definitely up.
KD.
Yeah, KD is up. It was up at around 1.2 earlier. Got some kills in. Richard House says, question, do you think the World Cup starting next week will help or hinder sales? The World Cup starting next week, for me, is going to be a distraction because I will most likely
not be doing much work and staying up.
I'll be watching every match that I can.
Yeah.
I absolutely love the World Cup. So yeah, I'll be but whether it's a distraction or not, whether it's like going to affect sales or not, that's really difficult to say. In a way, it speaks to what our title is. That working doesn't always equal to sales. So these things aren't always correlated. Some people, you might find that your sales slow down during the World Cup. But say if you were to post that on the Facebook chat group, the chances are someone will post and say, "Oh, that's funny. I've had my best ever sales during."
And it always works differently. It could just be down to the items that you stock.
Yeah. So yeah, that is something to bear in mind. Crap in the Attic says sales have been terrible this week. Lex says sales have been amazing, bought a load of RC parts and selling them off super cheap. Oh, that's good.
That's good.
Pete's Retro Collectibles thinks that it will hinder sales unless you sell replica shirts. You know what? I've got... hold on.
I don't know where they are. Oh, you've got them.
This is a good example of why you should list things that interest you, and sometimes why it's difficult not to. I've got this bag. I'm gonna do it down here so it doesn't make too much noise. I've got like a bag of these. I've got like a bag literally of these old World Cup 2002 pin badges.
Sure.
Yeah, do you want to show them as well? Yeah, I've got like a bag of these. They're from Japan. They're like the old. They're actually from Japan. They were sold, I think, in McDonald's in Japan, and they've got McDonald's and Coca-Cola branding on them. But I've tried to list them, and I got really close. But I think I'm just going to end up, because they're all different designs.
They are. They're all different. So, well, I think we've got a few.
But I'm going to just job lot them instead, because I can't individually list them. I tried, and I was like, it's just pain, really. Yeah. But yeah, things like that would sell. So if you've got any old kind of World Cup memorabilia, even from past World Cups, there will be an kind of increase in interest. We've got some country badges as well.
Country one. There we go.
There's a Poland badge there. There's an Argentina
as well.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we've had those for ages. They've just been sat around.
We got them from Car Boot Sale, haven't we?
No.
Was it Car Boot Sale?
No, you won't believe that. Do you remember when I bought that tub of McDonald's toys from auction?
Oh, yeah.
They were in the bottom.
No way.
Yeah.
That's how long we've had them.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But it's because they're McDonald's related, I suppose. Because obviously, so we had them.
Goodness.
We've had those for since down south. Not dealt with them.
That is just wow.
Yeah, I've had 2 years.
You had that.
That was like
nearly
before we moved up.
2.5 years.
Yeah, before we moved up. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a while back. I've just put all those on our notes, and now I can't see our notes.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Okay. Yeah, so we'll get into the sales and we'll talk about them. Craig says my sales haven't actually gone down, but I've been working a lot harder this month to try to keep the sales. Women buy more during the World Cup, says Glasshammer. I'll be distracted by the World Cup for as long as England are in it, about a week, says Stu. Yeah.
Well, you carry on watching, don't you?
I do, yeah. I've
it,
already detached myself from expecting England to win. Even though we've got a really good team this year, I still just I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll be.
I don't know if you read Karen's message at the top. She put, looking at sales on this time last year, they're following the same trend. And I think ours are kind of similar to last year, aren't they? We keep saying that, you know, they're pretty similar.
Well, they do follow. They mirror it's just a higher amount.
Yeah.
But they do follow the same pattern. The trend is the same. Yeah. So the ups and downs do match. It's just obviously that this year's downs are going to mirror the last year's downs, but there'll be maybe a higher number. That tends to be what's happening. Karen says I've sold 3 England shirts. Karen says, look at the work you have put in as an investment. They might not sell straight away, but once listed, are there to sell. Yeah, that's true. Question from Anne Hamilton. How do you keep yourselves motivated during the summer months? Should you take time out or list? It would be a combination of the two.
I think we do a bit of both.
You know,
we have moments where we really, really kind of knuckle down and get a whole bunch of listing done. And then we have moments where we're just like, okay, that's enough. Okay, we need a break from this, and we take some time out.
There's been a couple of conversations Beck and I have had this week, and one thing that we always tend to say is the answer tends to be somewhere in the middle,
yeah.
right? So, and that applies to so much, doesn't
Yeah.
it? So if you've got, you know, if there's something you've been thinking or talking about, and you come up with one solution, and then someone else comes up with
another.
a different solution, the answer is probably like a combination of the two,
I mean,
somewhere in the middle.
I think it's quite. I think it's known that we don't always agree on everything. And generally our conversations end up like this, like you'll be on one side and then I'll be on another.
Yeah, I'll have one solution, you'll have a completely different solution.
We kind of meet in the middle and we just go, actually thinking about it, you're kind of right and you're kind of right, so let's do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how we work it anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what we have found. Oh gosh, Andrea's in the chat as well. Hi Andrea, how are you? And Ryan's in there as well, so hi to Andrea Hills and Ryan, thanks for popping in, appreciate it. Indie Chick as well. Okay, yeah, so we'll get on with some.
Yep.
Andrea Hills moo, what's that about?
I don't know.
What was the
Andrea's in as well.
I just said that. Did you not hear what
No.
Did you ever listen to me?
Not really.
I just said, like, Andrew's in just now, and then I said Ryan's in. Did you not hear that?
No.
Jesus Christ.
This is why we don't
so
get on.
annoying. Like, just...
Should we go to the graph?
Oh,
Come on, look, we're 10 minutes in, we should get to the graph.
We'll get hi Lee's Finds as well. Super Duper and Ollie. Hi, Flipping Fantastic Finds. Hi guys.
Hi,
All right.
hi.
Okay, let's just go over to the graphs.
Yes.
Are we
on the right screen?
Yeah, we are.
Oh,
Okay.
put it up
Here
there,
we go.
yeah.
Here we go.
That's
All
it.
right. So here is the graph
Yes.
for the week. Let me just move us.
Oh, we're right in the way
Yeah,
again.
we'll just move us.
Move
I
us
always
down.
have to move us
Yeah,
for this bit.
because we set it up for something else. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the graph situation. Dave says, haha, she blanked you, so funny.
I did.
Rebecca
completely.
was too busy reading the chat, says Karen. Yep.
Yeah, I was.
Make your wife a coffee, says Karen. Yeah, she needs one, I think. But here are the graphs.
Okay.
So as you can see, sales have really dropped. We've only done £602 turnover, and that's in the past 7 days.
And you got to remember, when we share in these figures, always remember it is turnover, it's not profit we're sharing.
So we've made very little money this week.
We really have.
Yeah, when you take away fees, PayPal fees, postage, and we're still paying working capital, very little money. Now, as you can see, £602 over the past 7 days. It's quite a big drop, even from a year. This time last year, this week last year, we had done 26% more sales. The one positive of it was that our number of transactions has gone up massively, so we're selling more consistently. We're not selling as like sporadically.
But as usual, our average selling price has gone down.
Yeah, it has. Can you stop doing that? You're fidgeting. It's so annoying. I can hear it. Yeah, but I can hear it. It's just annoying. I can hear your socks just rubbing. Like, okay. Just we're okay now. We can move on. If you look at like
I'll go sit in the upper room.
No. When we look at the graph as well, you can see that it kind of mirrors it in places.
Yeah. Not fully.
Not fully. No, not fully. But there is some mirroring there.
Yeah.
But yeah, generally it's been slower than this time last year. 26% down, £602, which is not great. It's just one of those situations where we just have to kind of take it on the chin and be like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, we were kind of expecting a drop because the previous weeks we haven't necessarily put in as much work, and sales had been okay, so we were sitting there and waiting for okay, at one point we're going to get a moment where sales are going to dip because of our work like through the previous weeks.
Maybe.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Maybe that's the cause of it. Yeah.
But,
I mean,
if
you look at the international sales picture as well, last week we were almost 50-50, weren't we?
We were.
For
we were
international sales. This week there's been a big swing, so it's like 74-26.
UK sales that we had.
Yeah, so many more UK sales. It's 74 to 26%. So I don't know whether there's fewer international buyers for some reason. So maybe that's part of it, because they tend to spend more when they buy, because they buy like in multiples. Stu Mandry says, Z, keep your wife attentive during chats by occasionally hitting her over the head with purchases. Works for me. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how Beck would take that, being hit in the head with a Guitar Hero. But Andrea's pretty good at dodging those objects.
I would actually hit you back with it. Okay. I don't care whether you do it on purpose. I would hit you back with it.
Okay, and one nice thing as well, just this is something that we're going to go forward, what we'd like to share now, because it's quite interesting. And if you can look at the past 7 days, we've actually had 15% returning customers, which is really cool. It's really nice for us to see that, because it's quite a big percentage.
So it means that obviously the RC stuff is really doing a good thing for the store if we're getting returning customers.
Exactly, it is doing really well for us there. So overall, a bit disappointing. One thing to bear in mind though is, even though we're 26% down on the 7 day period, if you look at the same period last year from a 30-day time frame, we did actually write down.
We are 27%
up. Yeah.
For the 30-day total.
So if you look at it on a monthly
overall,
basis,
we're actually doing well.
Yeah. So even though the sales over 7 days and 30 days are lower at the moment compared to some of the other months, we are still 27% up over last year. So that's going to be quite a big. That's going to be quite a big. That's an improvement, isn't it, in our business? So we're kind of we're happy with that. We're like, yes. That's what we want to see. So just move ourselves back to somewhere around there. We'll go back to the screen share. Okay, let's just have a look in here. Okay, just gonna go back into the chat. Z, okay, we've done that. Gosh, watched Tap Peddler's video about his barns, etc. So jealous. Ryan, totally agree. I missed some important things when I was working in terms of my kids. Regret it so much. Never again though. What happens under the desk is none of our business. Okay, Raise. Okay. But are you already in profit on the RC Hall? If so, no new stock to pay for coming out. What about the last 30 days? Try not to stress too much, as Karen.
So 30 days, like we said, we're 27% up. Yeah,
we're 27% up, and yes, no money has gone out into buying any of that stock. Pretty much every sale.
We've only got one sale to share, because we're not going to bore you with the RC stuff. So you've probably already seen it as well. You shared it, didn't you?
I think I shared it on Instagram. I think, so so the key, we did want to do a segment in our chats where we share some sales for the week, right?
Because we've really tried to start planning these so that it's not like just just ramble.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. And so what we're doing is we're trying to share non-sales, and that actually touches on Lex Oliver's question. Lex asks, will Bex be doing jewelry again, and will there be videos?
I have been listing jewelry. It is mainly stuff that was on the second store, so it has previously been listed. So I've been picking out all the nice little bits that haven't been listed for a
But you've still got a bucket to go through though, haven't you?
I've actually got
two boxes to go through. So you can maybe make a video while you're going through some of that? Or?
I will try and make a video about it. It's really bad, but when we start vlogging, because we've started so many vlogs, and I think we say this to you all the time, and they are just on the camera and we never finish them off.
Like it's normally just the morning bit.
I actually did start doing a video about the jewelry and what I was doing, and I just never finished it. So,
oh wow! Yeah. Claire and Leah have just super chatted £5, just a little Friday pickup. Thank you, Claire and Leah. That really appreciate. That's really kind of you. I hope we're not coming across that down. We're not.
We're all right.
Yeah, we're okay. But thank you. We do appreciate it. That is so kind of you. So we're pretty. Overall, it's been a bit of a rough week. but it is what it is. We're gonna get into the sale.
Yeah, we're going to show the sale.
Ryan's question: do you think having an i7 and a 240 hertz screen would help you list fast, in your professional opinion?
No, Ryan.
I think it would. I agree.
No,
I think Ryan's got a point there.
No.
I think it is. Karen says, think return is helped by niching your store as well. I would love to get the return rate up. Think need to niche more in clothing and jewelry, to be honest. I know jewelry so silly not to do. Yeah, jewelry is a great thing to have. It is, you know, when I was only selling nipple tassels, my repeat sales were about 25 to 30%. Thank you for sharing that, Lex.
Don't.
Okay, I don't know if that's serious, but I'm sure it is. She does sell some crazy stuff, doesn't she? So yeah, I'm sure that's legit. Okay. Watch one of those cleaning vids Carla was on about yesterday. It works. Done bathroom and kitchen top to bottom today's. Wow.
No way.
Okay. I love to see what can make jewelry out of Bex. Oh, okay. Right, KFC bucket. Zahir, how are you two lovely people doing today? Ask Pixie Dust Gaming. Hi there, Kerry. We are fine, aren't we? We're pretty good.
Well.
Dog's being a bit annoying. Z just blanked Bex out. Did I?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. You're probably blanking me.
Do you know what? We both do it to each other. It's one of those things that we just put up with.
Cy on the Moor says, maybe you could play Tony Hart Vision on music while you show RC sales. Yeah, like art. Oh, that was brilliant. That was so fun.
Just not have us talking and just go quickly run through the sales.
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
That'd be pretty cool, actually.
Oh gosh. Okay. Question from Claire and Leah. Question: I've been completely motivated by your healthy eating, and we have been doing so well this week. Will you share more recipes? Asked Claire and Leah. Oh, you've got one that I've
actually recorded one this week.
You've recorded one, yeah. So you're going to share that.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't go for it. It didn't appeal to me. Like and when it comes to healthy eating as well, like Bex is obviously doing a lot of this stuff on her channel.
Yeah.
But as some of you guys know as well, I'm trying to be a bit more healthy, and I did fall off the wagon in a big way yesterday. By buying
today
a kebab.
Hasn't been much better though.
Yeah, today we might have gone to KFC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, kebab last night, KFC.
Yeah, but the kebab I didn't even. Did you see how much I left?
You barely ate it.
Yeah, I barely ate it, and then I mean we did eat the KFC for lunch. That was epic. Ow! Stop it. Put that away. Yeah, so we'll do that. Lol, could you picture Z and nipple tassels playing Fortnite? Oh gosh.
Why do you?
I don't know. I didn't.
I
didn't. Okay. All right.
Man.
Pizza for dinner here tonight. I think I'm beyond helps. Oh, pizza's a great choice.
I mean, we still have that sort of thing as well. Like I do like homemade.
Coke.
I do homemade pizza. So we do occasionally have like that sort of stuff as well.
We do. We're just trying to overall be
kind of be a little bit
drink more water
thoughtful
and
about
exactly.
it. And cut out the chocolate. Although this one decided to come out of our local post office today with a whole bunch of chocolate and crisps.
Yeah, but I was trying to be nice to like sharing the.
Yeah, but you could have gotten some like carrot sticks or.
That's I could. I just didn't think of that. I will do that. I will do that. Alf. Just keep him because it's just.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He looks so gormless, doesn't he? He looks around like where am I?
He's like, yeah, I'm just sitting here.
Where am I? Not sure where.
Anyway, should we share that
sale?
sale?
Okay, we're gonna share our one. We're gonna share our one. We did obviously have a number of sales this week, but honestly, we just don't want to share them because it's pointless to share them. This is our sale that we're going to share this week. We bought this. Well, I bought this from a car boot sale. When I went down to meet Tom and Nick a couple of weeks back. Well, it's about a month back now, isn't it? It's a Madden Challenge football. I did share this on Instagram. We paid 50 pence for this item. So
you paid 50.
I paid 50 pence for it. Okay. All right. Are we settled? Yeah. Okay. I paid 50 pence for it. And then we sold it when I finally got around to listing it, and it was literally finally got around to listing it. It sold pretty quickly within 24 hours for my asking price of £30 plus shipping. So that is our one sale that we're going to be sharing with you this week, which is a bit of a bummer because we would have liked to have shared more sales with you guys, but that's literally the only one that we feel.
Yeah, because otherwise it's just going to be RC, and we don't want to keep boring with you that.
Exactly.
I know that's what we sell. You know that's what we sell.
Yeah.
We don't need to keep showing you.
Exactly. Claire and Leah saying I've cooked loads, including sea bass. Okay. Just popping down. I had stuffed jacket potato with ham and beans. That sounds nice. Jacket potato is
nice.
Great. Yeah. That is great.
Yeah, we often do a bit of a jacket potato, don't we, as well?
Yeah, jacket potato is a good snack to have, a good dinner to have.
Stop scrolling up.
Okay, I'm getting confused now.
You keep going up and down.
Okay, I'll keep on going up.
You're confusing me.
All right,
Pete's retro collectibles.
Okay.
Had carrot oven chips yesterday. That sounds quite nice.
Carrot oven chips. Wow, that does sound super healthy. Nice. And Sparrow's End's in the chat as well. Hi, Sparrow's End. How are you?
Hello.
Yeah. You done a video about this, lol, says Karen. Oh, I didn't I? Yeah. I did. God.
There you go. You done a video and you shared it on Insta.
Do you know what, guys? We've really got nothing to share.
There we go. Right, let's move on to the next bit then. Seeing as we've already dealt with that.
We'll move on to the next bit. In terms of returns and stuff, we really don't get a lot of hassle. We've got one item which got auto approved. We've got like auto approved turned on for certain amounts. Yeah. So if it's like a low value sale, which some of ours are,
we ask eBay to just kind of
accept it. And then we find in a lot of these cases they never bother actually returning the item. I mean, this has already been like quite a few days, so generally we don't have that many issues with that. So it's not really much of a problem. We did have one issue though that we'll go into actually, like that was quite annoying.
So, should I just? Should I grab them?
No, they're over here.
You got them. Okay.
Again, another thing you didn't pay. So again, you didn't pay. Okay, that's fine. So there you go.
Yeah. So Zahir picked these up. You remember when we did the car boot that we didn't vlog?
Yeah.
So Zahir picked these up. These were £18 you paid for them, and Zahir finally got around to listing them. I'm not going to put them on the table because apparently that's bad luck. So Zahir, you got around to listing them this week.
Yeah, I listed them, and I was like, I couldn't. After I went and randomly looked in the store to see whether you just have to have a look at the listing, and I couldn't see them, and lo and behold, the listing had been taken down.
Yeah.
And the reason is, if you bring one pair up again, these shoes, they're like, they've got "Do the Dew" written on them.
Yeah.
Because I believe these were like some kind of a special edition.
Yeah.
They were like I don't know, some kind of a collaboration, limited edition. "Do the Dew" is like a Mountain Dew logo.
I'm getting worried about you wearing
Mountain Dew. Okay. Mountain Dew logo. And yeah, they just took them down, so we were really gutted. We're a bit nervous about relisting them.
Yeah.
And the reason why we're nervous about relisting them is obviously because we don't want.
We're not 100% sure why they got taken. We think we might know, but obviously it's just one of those things where you're not sure whether to risk it again by trying.
Well, they didn't give us an exact reason. All we got was an email saying it was a trademark violation.
Yeah.
And I assume it's not for using the word Nike SB. And like, I think that maybe it's to do with the fact that we used "Do the Dew," and maybe that slogan is because we used the slogan that was trademarked, because we've sold Nike shoes before with no issues, haven't we?
Yeah, and there's plenty of Nike shoes, like that are kind of
there's loads of Nikes,
and we did find similar pairs, didn't we?
Yeah, I'll just share those. Let me just quickly share them. Oh, Ash is in the chat as well. I'm the legend. Hi there. Pixie Dust says here, I don't follow any diet rubbish, they don't work. I just limit my portion size and run on the treadmill and watch videos of people eating food that I cannot have. It really works.
Do you know what? I was watching like someone make cheesecake today.
You're just watching.
Oh man.
Watching someone.
It's really bad.
Nick's in the chat as well. Hi guys, forgot you were on. How's it going?
Yeah,
It's going
good.
fine, Nick. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, watching people cook is bad. I'm the Legend says, I like your Nike. Wear the heels.
Yeah, I absolutely love them, but I know I wouldn't wear them.
Can you list them on the second store? Ask Lex.
I've shut the second store. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still there. I suppose I could put the listing up on there because it's not completely shut. It's just still there for if we want to go in and use it.
So we could use it on there
so I could actually
use that.
I might try that actually, because then it'll only
takes
be a
the risk
ding.
away. Yeah,
It'll be a ding on my account.
because you've not had any yet, have you? Whereas we've had a
yeah.
couple of things taken down.
Yeah.
Karen says they would sell well on Vinted or Depop.
Yeah, see, that's kind of what we were going to ask you guys anyway. Any suggestions of where we could sell them?
Rudy says probably took them down for being disgusting. They're quite Marmite.
No, I love them.
I think they look cool.
I think they're awesome.
Put them on Spock says, will you take less as well? Well, I mean, let me just show you guys, because we did actually hunt out a couple of listings, and ideally we would like to sell them on eBay, because like here's an example of a pair that sold in the US by auction on the 7th of June. They're not the same though. They're not exactly the same, but they're very similar. They're Nike SBs, just like ours, Nike SBs, and then they've got they're kind of higher. Ours were like ankle boots. These are like
they go over
mid
the ankle,
they're like to mid calf or something, and you can see there that those are like gone for $102 used, so that's about £76. And then we've also found someone just selling them in the UK. These are much more like ours. They're exactly like ours, except they're in purple.
Colour,
and this person is asking for 55 quid, but they've not really done justice to them, because it just says Nike ladies trainers size 6.
Yeah, but if they sell, then it's kind of like, well,
I know, but calling them Nike ladies trainers, I mean, that's it's a bit dubious. Oh my god, Richard Payne has just super chatted £10. Oh my god, thank you, Richard.
Thank you so
that's
much.
really kind of you. A year ago this week, I started full-time reselling. Thanks for the inspiration and the videos, which helped me realize I could earn a decent living flipping tap. That is so kind of
really
you,
awesome.
Richard.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for being so generous. And it's completely appreciated. 12p listing for you, I guess, says Dave Rowland. What? I don't know what that means, but okay. Put them on Facebook Marketplace.
If I list on my store.
That's not a big deal, is it?
Yeah, possibly around that. Yeah.
Okay. They're building a drive-through McDonald's right near me. A thick shake. Diet's ruined says, will you take less? I would so love a drive-through McDonald's.
You would, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Just
our
would.
Nearest one is like a 20-25 minute drive, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, we have to drive ages to get there. But yeah, Richard, really appreciate it. We're humbled. Just put it out there. We don't ever expect to get super chats and things. That's just really, really humbling. Thank you. Okay. Yours are more hideous, says Rudy. Thanks.
Is that compared to the blue ones?
Or the purple ones?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But still, I think they're an interesting. I mean, we paid £18 for those. Yeah. So we it's not. At the end of the day, I'm not going to risk our main store for 18 quid, I suppose, and we can comfortably just do that, can't we? We can just list them on the second store. What do you reckon? And do it that way.
I'm sorry.
What?
Someone wants to cancel a sale. One second.
What was it?
Just a part. It's just an RC part.
I haven't posted it, have I?
I will have a look.
Was it? Okay, it's no big deal. Yeah. Oh no, it's a foreign one. Okay, no worries,
no,
that's fine.
no,
I think that's the one that's unpaid. He's actually bought. You know what it is? I think he bought it twice. He paid once, and
I was going to say, it looks like it's
those purple ones have a big chunk out the heel. Yours are definitely worth more, says Corin.
Yeah, I mean, ours do have a slight issue around here. You can see like the discolouring around the Nike tick. So there are kind of issues.
But the heel is good though.
But the heel is really good.
The heel is good.
Yeah.
Andrea says, can you list them differently without the keywords that aren't accepted? Yeah, that's what we're thinking of doing, but we're just slightly worried. We might still put it on the second store because we're just slightly worried if it's not the keywords, just in case. But I think it will be the trademark, because it said trademark violation, and the only trademark that was in there that I know of, unless Nike SB's now a trademark, is do the due. I shouldn't have put do the due in. But I thought I would, because people might actually be looking for do the due as you know, as the actual you know, keywords, if they were looking for these shoes specifically. Ryan says that as well, just list them as Nike SB heels with size symbols. Exactly. Exactly. Lex says maybe their title is like that to play safe and not get it taken down.
I was thinking.
Maybe they've gone through the same thing, so they've just gone for a simple title. But I think
I might try on my store, because I haven't had any defects on it, so I might try on mine then.
Exactly.
It's there for us to use like that anyway, so
exactly,
we need to.
Exactly. Okay. Indie Chick says there is a Krispy Kreme donut drive-through near me. How desperate you have to be for a bloody donut, says Indie Chick. If there was a Krispy Kreme drive-through, I'd be going through it, Indie Chick.
We used to drive.
We used to drive to New Malden.
When we were down south. We don't have one locally here, do we?
No, again, it'll be a fair drive, wouldn't it?
I think we've only got the ones that.
Well, the thing is, the one down south was open like all hours until like midnight.
You know, like the cabinets that they have in Tesco's and stuff like that. I think ours is like.
That's there's a Krispy Kreme shop in Preston, isn't there?
Oh yeah.
So we can go there.
Yeah.
Paradox Picker has a question. On the PayPal sales report, is there a way to delete a transaction? I recently got a PayPal working capital and the report has added that money into the transactions report. Unfortunately not, Paradox Picker. If you look at the sales report, it will give a giant spike when your working capital comes in. And as far as I know, as far as I know, there's no way around that.
Ours is the same, isn't it? Whenever we take one out, there's always a massive spike. So
people can hear Alfie snoring. Karen says, "Listen to Alfie snoring."
He is a real snorer.
Aren't you? Andrea says Alfie sounds like Darth Vader. Oh, bless you. Bit of a Darth Vader sound coming from Alfie.
He actually gets louder than this. This is quite.
This is. He can sleep without snoring sometimes, but I think it has to be particular.
It depends on how he's laying.
Exactly. All right, what we're going to do now is just talk about a couple of other things that we had noted down. So apart from the trademark violation, a street find.
Well, this is you. You were out walking, Alfie.
I was out walking, Alf, this afternoon, believe it or not. This is when you went for your nap. And it's so nice to just be always like aware. I was walking down our road and one of our neighbours was having like a clear out
the garage.
I'm a bit nosy and I always look over, and we
do know them to speak to.
A little bit, we see them walking their dog and stuff, and they're lovely, and they wave to us through. What's really weird up here is people wave I mean, people don't have net curtains or anything.
Well, Nick and Andrea know it. Like our front room is pretty open, isn't it? Like we've got no net curtains up. It's a big window at the front, so it's
just go, Alf. You're being a pain. Get him down.
Sit down.
He's being a pain.
That's it. Oh dear. We're boring him. So our window's a bit open, isn't it?
But people just wave at you when they walk past.
So you can be sitting down watching TV.
They just wave at you, and it's a normal thing apparently, because when we're walking past, they'll wave from inside their house to you when you're walking past. So, yes. What's going to happen is what happened was I was walking past and they were getting rid of like a computer, it looked like, and it looked like a custom PC, and so I went over and I salvaged this because the rest of it was really destroyed, like the case, the motherboard. There was no processor in there. There was no memory. Graphics card was destroyed. But this looked like it was untouched, and normally things like this get left behind. And this is a power supply for a PC. It's got all the wires connected to it. It's a brand that you should look out for. If you ever see this brand, it's worth picking up. It's called Corsair. Now they do a range of PC items. It's not just things like power supplies. They do keyboards, they do headsets, they do mice, mice mats, all that kind of things. And like, so, you know, I picked this up out of there for nothing. I could use it for myself. I've actually got a spare, but I'm going to test it, make sure it all works. And I should be able to get like 35 quid for this, really. £35 comfortably. So that will be a nice, easy pickup. So it's nice to it's nice to always have that radar on, isn't it? Because you just don't know. Kind of like when we went to the moonwalk and you picked up that My Breast Friend pillow. You know, we weren't really, we had bigger things on our mind at the time, like the split in my pants.
And
then we just so
I didn't care about splitting your pants.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well,
Flipping Fantastic Fine says, do you wave back? Yes, we do wave back.
Yeah, you kind of have to. I mean, thing is that it's like, it's hard not to look into people's...
No, because they're quite open.
Yeah, and they're
like
sat
I
there.
said, like the windows are quite big at the front, so...
Yeah, exactly.
You do. You look in and it's like, hi, and it's like, hi.
Karen has a question. How much longer predicted on your working capital? 4 months.
Yeah, 4 months.
Yeah, 4 months apparently.
We are paying it back at
30%, which is a monster amount.
Yeah.
Karen says, when I first moved where I lived, I was shocked when people say hello to you. Where I used to live, you wouldn't dare to speak to people on the street. Yeah. Okay. Question, have you ever upcycled something to resell? I've had a go at spray painting ornament silver. Lol, didn't work really. No, we've never upcycled. Yeah. Pixie Dust Gaming says, still won't make your computer run fast as he. Yes, I know. I'm gonna upgrade my PC setup. I am, aren't I, honey? Yeah, because I'm gonna. Yeah. Z, do you still see Steve? Steve. Not seen him around, says Twin Red Dragons. Steve's around. I've not seen. I've been terrible.
I see him more than you do.
Yeah, you saw him on Tuesday?
Saw him on Tuesday.
Yeah, Beck saw him on Tuesday at work. I've been so terrible. I've not seen him. Like normally, like we would chat very regularly, like daily.
But like, kind of
I'm so antisocial sometimes, and I really feel I'm gonna have to message him and be like, "Hi, Steve." I always do.
He's tried contacting you. Told
Has
me.
He?
Yeah.
I've not seen it recently. I think he did last, but I've just
a couple of times.
Yeah,
so.
but he's, as far as I know, he's very well. I do need to speak to him because he's actually been shopping, hasn't he? So I need to. Yeah, I need to go.
You need to go and talk to him about what he's picked up.
Yeah, I will do because he was excited. You said, doesn't he? So he's well and around. Okay. Karen says, it was something I had to get used to moving up north. Everyone speaks to you at first. I was like, how do I know this person? Yeah, you do. It's a real strange. Ryan says, Corset, how will your Razer products feel? You've cheated on them, stinker. Razer don't make power supplies, Ryan, as you know, or as you should know, so it's not an issue. When they wave at you, just lob the views at them. They'll soon stop waving. We can't.
It doesn't bother us too much.
It's not an issue. Stu, we're not bothered about it. You know, everything is much nicer. I mean, it's so different. I mean, like up here, this is how nice people are. I mean, our landlords are just amazing, aren't they? Like today, randomly, like my dog starts barking,
because we left the back door open.
We live opposite our landlords.
Yeah, we
do.
So
like our landlords live opposite, adjacent in some nice houses that are at the bottom. They live in the nice houses, the big houses at the bottom of the street.
Really
so they upgraded from here to one of those, and when we moved in here, but they are the nicest people.
They so are.
But like my dog starts barking, and I'll go outside.
We think it's the postman.
Yeah, we think it's the postman because Alf always goes
to the postman.
Our landlords come over, and they're just like,
we thought
just do your lawn because they're. it's like it's
crazy.
almost because it's embarrassing because I'm like,
Yeah.
we should be doing it.
I'm like,
and
we can do this.
but they're so nice.
Yeah.
People
and
are
he's
just.
Like, he's like, no, it's fine.
Yeah,
I had the
lawnmower out anyway.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like,
it's just like people up here are infinitely nicer.
Yeah.
Like infinitely nicer. Just
Yeah.
so much nicer. Okay. Love going on a holiday in northern climes. People are so friendly, says Sparrows, and oh, definitely. Bex, make sure Z don't walk around naked. Then says Barry, you don't want the neighbours thinking you married him for his. Thanks, Barry. Oh, Barry is such a comedian. I'll have you know. No, I'm not going to even lie and make a joke. I'll go and make a joke about.
You're lovely.
I've got one big ab at the moment. Yeah.
Oh no, I love it too.
Thank you. Richard said, oh my god, Richard Payne has picked up an amazing find. Picked up a Yashica T4 camera on Wednesday at the car boot for oh, guys, if you don't know, the Yashica T4 is a monster pickup.
You've spoken to me about this.
I've never found one in the wild.
But you're like, this camera's...
Yeah, okay, you guys, a lot of you guys know about the Olympus Mu 2 camera. The Yashica T4 is like even better a find, put it that way. I mean, I think you could probably get 300 to 400 quid or something like that. There you go. Anything from 250 to 350, says Richard Payne. There you go.
Yeah.
Amazing pickup, Richard.
That's
Congratulations
fantastic.
for finding that.
Yeah.
Looking at it, it is very deceptive. You would not.
You wouldn't think it's worth.
But it does have Carl Zeiss written on it, and if you guys are aware about lenses, Carl Zeiss lenses are known because they use the branding to sell camera phones and whatnot. So yes, an amazing pickup, Richard.
Yeah,
thank you for sharing that. Okay, I wish someone would mow my bloody lawn. I know, it was amazing. Yeah, we're just really lucky. We're super ask them to walk the dog while they're at it, says Ryan. Ryan has to Ryan has to be like that about it, doesn't he?
They are so awesome. They're really great.
Okay, another thing we wanted to talk about, effort not equaling sales. Wow, it's 7:46.
Did you not want to talk about your
what
FBA shipment?
Well, that is part of it.
Oh, okay.
Because we've done work this week.
Oh, yeah. All right then.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Okay. Well, it's 7:46 now, guys. That means we've been rambling on for 46 minutes.
Yeah.
But the topic of this chat is effort not always equaling sales.
Yeah.
And the reason is we've got quite a good perspective now, haven't we, on sales and the amount of work you need to put in. As you guys know, we have put in a lot of work in the past to sort out our store with the radio control parts, right? Now, a lot of our sales are multi-quantity. You know, we have got listings with numbers of big quantities which sell regularly for us. And the reason why I'm talking about that is because some weeks the same inventory will perform amazingly well, and then some weeks it won't, and that doesn't require any kind of work from us, does it? So we've got got an objective perspective that we can look at this and be like, it's the same inventory as last week, exactly the same. Imagine if you guys were out there going to the car boot and one week you find a Yashica T4 like Richard has, and it sells and earns you good money. Now, and then you're able to find one every Wednesday. Imagine you were lucky enough to find a Yashica T4 every Wednesday. Now, but on most weeks it would sell well for you, but you'd get the odd week where it just wouldn't sell for whatever reason, and it would sell the week after or something. You know, there's no extra effort required there. You just relist, or you do whatever, or in our case we don't have to do anything. And some weeks our inventory performs really well for us, and in some weeks it performs not so well. And it's just to point out that sometimes it is just completely out of your hands.
It is.
I mean, this week
we've both been listing on eBay, haven't we?
And that brings me to, I've even sent an FBA shipment up. I don't do that very often.
which they've received, and something's already sold from it, hasn't it?
No, that was something that was already
up
up.
Okay.
But yeah, it's going in.
Yeah.
We've had a really nice sale from that as well, which is good. Which will help this week. But yeah, we've been working this week, haven't we?
Yeah.
I mean, you've been doing. You want to share what you've been up to? And
So I've just been listing jewellery mainly this week. We've still got a ton of RC stuff to list, but I needed a break from it, if I'm completely honest. I really did. I was getting fed up with listing it, so I went back to my jewellery and just been working through a box at a time, really. I mean, I'm still part way through that box, but I've picked out what I've tried to do with it is pick out like the really nice items first and get them up, and then what I'm going to do is kind of create bigger bundles and then sell them.
I mean, you've already picked up some watches on some of the stuff you've listed. And it's done. You know, we've not sold anything from it just yet, but you've put on a lot of jewelry items in a short period of time, and I've been listing during the week as well. We've been quite productive this week. Last week when we were completely unproductive, we did nothing.
I don't think we worked.
We sold significantly more. So, you know, that's got to lead you to, obviously, you know, that sometimes you just have to accept the ebb and flow of what happens. And especially when it's the summertime like this, it can be really... It can be really up and down. A lot of people are putting up posts on the Tat Chat saying how, you know, the sales are very slow or things aren't going so well or whatever. And I think that, you know, take heart from...
But it's like with everything though. Although our sales are slow, there's going to be someone out there that's going to turn around and say, "I'm having a fantastic week. I've done really well."
Yeah.
So, you know, it's not always the same for everybody.
Yeah. And you know, like, it's easy to feel that when your sales drop, you snap into action, and that is what snapped us into action this week. Like you said earlier, we were thinking, oh god, we've left it a while and we're going to see a dip in sales
because the girls were on half term, and we were spending a little bit of time with them at home and just enjoying relaxing for a bit, weren't we? And so we took a bit of time out, and Monday morning hit and we were like,
we better do some work. But it didn't translate into better sales this week. You know, you'd think that more activity on the store, etc., having listings go live daily, etc. It didn't translate into sales, but we're not overly concerned about it at all. And when, you know, it makes you should probably list and work to make yourself feel good. But we know that we've got that inventory will perform for us. You know, the work's done, it's there. We've now listed these new items, and hopefully they will also work. Krillin has super chatted $2. Thank you, Krillin. He says, Z, why don't you rent space? Clutter hurts productivity. Costs, really? There's 2 points.
There's two things. There's cost. And then there's it's in our house and it's easy to access, and I don't necessarily want to drive to go to like a storage place every time something sells or whatever. I'm convenience
is really
definitely
good. And also, like, the way we're looking at eBay generally as well, if you've got space, you want to be, you know, maximizing your use of it, and we're always trying to keep a pretty trim inventory, and so we're able to keep pretty much all of our inventory in this space here.
And if we're honest, we're not entirely sure that we're going to push it much more further than this. We're probably going to try and keep it around the same amount. So when RC isn't performing for us anymore, we will be looking at swapping it and like
going a different direction.
But it's just.
And plus, we are paying for the area we're living in. We're actually paying quite high rent as well. I mean, we're not paying cheap rent. We're paying a lot less than we were paying in London, but comparatively to the area, we are actually paying quite high rent. So we don't really, if we can avoid adding, it's worth it. We've got a lovely house.
But and plus the size of the house as well, it does come in through. purposely went for a bigger house than we
So
needed,
we could,
so that we could actually
devote
it
space.
like this.
Yeah,
so that's the other side of it.
So we can actually devote some space, can't we? Exactly. And
Yeah.
if anything, we might, we've cleared a lot of space from your office space upstairs.
Yeah, we have.
That's,
we really have, and we can start, moving bits and pieces around. And
effort don't always equals reward, says Ryan. At the time you make the effort, but the effort made that week may pay off in a week's time later, or 6 months later. It will pay off sooner or later.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when we first got the RC hall, we were putting in
loads of effort.
Yeah. And initially we weren't. I don't think the sales kicked in straight away, did they?
No.
I mean, we still got a little bit more to list, but that was more from the stuff that we picked up earlier this year, isn't it? From the second RC lot that we got. So yeah,
but I think, like I said, I think what I find interesting though is that our inventory, it's the same inventory in a lot of ways, and it performs. It seems to have a bottom. Like, it seems to sell at least a certain amount every week. We sell a certain number of RC parts, and it's just. But some weeks, obviously, it's just going to be a lot higher than others. It just, the way it works out, and because we don't have to, worry about replenishing that stuff, it's so cool. Karen totally agree, Ryan. If it's not listed, it won't sell. Nick says you pay it forward in this job, do the work now and reap the rewards somewhere down the line. And I think that's the key. It is somewhere down the line. You don't know quite when. So that can be a bit disheartening at times, because if you're going out week after week spending money on stock, you might tie up a lot of money and the sales might all come, but they might all come like buses at once, because that can happen sometimes.
Of course it can.
Or they might be just really spaced out to the extent that it makes you feel tight. So you've always got to spend money on stock in a way that you kind of can handle, in a way that you can still have cash flow and things like that. I mean, luckily we don't have to worry about that right now, because it's the work's already. We spend all our money in big lumps now, and then we just sit there and list, because we've still got stuff to list from the stuff, which is amazing.
Hey, leave it alone.
Alf's just seen a pigeon or something.
Seriously, get down.
You can't get it, Alf.
You can't get it. It's outside. It's got wings. No.
Okay.
Down we go. Good boy. No.
Alf.
Good boy.
Sorry, guys. Alf's just seen them.
Hey. Calm down.
Okay.
Calm down.
Okay.
No. Calm down.
Okay, let's go into the chat. Indie Chick says, I think sometimes when sales drop off, it makes you more resilient and pushes you to reevaluate and think of different ideas and strategies. Yeah, definitely. It does do that. You are always looking for ways of increasing what you trying to better yourself, aren't you? You're always trying to better yourself and find ways of doing it. Completely, Nick. I will take it easy for a week, and wow, orders will flood in, says Karen. Yeah, exactly. Karen says, I'm thinking of volunteering at a local charity shop, but not sure it would be great to get the pick of stuff coming in. I mean, that's something you've got to think about. There's nothing wrong with that. People that work there now are probably getting the pick of the stuff that's coming in. Flipping Fantastic Fine says, not done my work on eBay this week, but still getting sales. Once it's up, it's like a passive income. Yeah, to an extent, exactly. Lex says, my shop unit is £90 a month and just around the corner, but I'm looking at buying a caravan to put in my driveway and work from there instead. That's interesting, just to keep it outside. Listing regularly does make a difference, says Richard Payne. Definitely makes a difference. Listed 30 items today, and £70 of my sales today have been from my newly listed stock. See, like we've listed.
I mean, that's happened to us. I mean,
well, I mean that American football we shared went straight away. But most of the stuff we sell has been listed now for a while, really. And I mean, obviously, when we list the non-RC stuff, it does sell. But our store is just so skewed right now. Sparrow Zen says, I've just added loads of storage in the spare bedroom and I can fit 3 times as much in there. Think you can make even small spaces work better for you. I mean, again, it comes down to how much you're looking to. some of it comes down to how much you're looking to grow how much you're looking to grow your inventory to. I mean, we've got an idea on where we want to keep the inventory, so that it's manageable, because working for yourself is brilliant, and we like the flexibility that we've currently got. We don't want to end up creating a store that demands more and more of our time, if that makes sense. Because obviously if you build a store with like 2,000 or 3,000 items, you then have to maintain a store with 2,000 or 3,000 items. So we're trying to keep it to a level that we're happy with to manage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alf,
absolutely.
We're so sorry about this, guys. Alf's going bonkers.
That's it. No.
Pixie Dust Gaming says, if you need storage, look on Gumtree for free storage, e.g. sheds, small containers, a caravan. My aunt uses one of them.
Down.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we're gonna call. I think
Twin Red Dragons has a good question. If you want to just try and deal with that quickly, I'm just gonna move.
What would you do if you can't buy any more stock? A house full of listed stock and no sales. That is a great question, Twin Red Dragons Brewery, and that is why we're so careful about what we that's why we're careful about how much we're growing our store. The way we see it is, we're self-employed for a reason. We wanted our freedom. We want we want our time. Time is, money is not the most valuable thing. Time is the most valuable thing. The more demanding your business is, the more demanding your eBay business is specifically. eBay is a very hands-on business. Yes, to an extent, like you said, once it's up, it's almost passive. But not really, because once it's sold, there's work involved, right, guys? eBay is not a passive business. So like we want to grow our eBay business to a certain inventory, and we want to keep it to around that kind of inventory / turnover level, and then we want to look at growing other sources of income. Because you're right, Twin Dragons Brewery, that is something that can happen, that you can fill up your space with stock and you might not get the sales, and your house is full and you can't buy any more stock. That's a limit. There's a limitation to your, there's limits to your time. Like, there's only 16 working hours in a day if you sleep for 8 hours, right? So you've only got 16 working hours. There's only so much you can do in there. So you've got to start leveraging time from somewhere, right? And you can't do that if you're just constantly flat out listing and shipping and packing. There's only so much listing, shipping and packing you as one person or us as a couple can do. I mean, we could work out like almost robotic timetable where we work out how many items per hour we can do and ship and list, but there's only so much we'll be able to grow doing that. So unless you're willing to expand and go into like a warehouse or go into a bigger space, that is something that you have to think about, and that's why we're quite happy to look at our eBay and be like, okay, we're going to get it to a certain level, be happy with it and maintain that level. Not necessarily, because I'm sure we'll be able to we could probably increase our turnover massively. It's not hard to do if you think about it. You just need to put more on and buy more, put more on, store more, etc. But we're going to get it to a certain level that we're happy with, and then we're going to maintain it.
It's something that we always question, isn't it? It's like, how much time do you want eBay to take over? And we have other ideas that we want to kind of do and push forward in. So
we want to create multiple streams of income, don't we? That's the bottom line.
So we do question how much we want to put into it, and I think that's exactly where we've got eBay at the moment.
And can I also mention, Scavenger Life have made an amazing podcast about this. It was a long time ago, but it was about plateauing. Like that, they noticed that when they were listing and building their store, at first, the more they would list, the more they would sell. The more they would list, the more they would sell. Their sales grew in line with their inventory, right? But they did notice that once they got to a certain level, and I think for them it was around the 2,000 or 3,000 listed items mark, they started noticing that the returns, and then they're not exponential. They don't just keep growing. It's not like, oh, I've got 3,000. The more you go up, you get that law of diminishing returns happening. So you might have to go from 3,000 to 4,000 to just eke out a tiny bit more turnover, and then you might have to go to 6,000 to eke out the next tiny bit. So the work goes much, like, gets much bigger for you to gain those smaller and smaller turnover gains, and that was part of the reason why they then decided to start the second store and do it again. So it's just something to bear in mind, guys. It's not always about, and Prof Sales talks about this as well, is space is finite, and time is finite. You can't just you've got to look at ways in which you can maximize your earning potential if that's what you want to do.
Karen's kind of touched on that as well. She's like, I think unless you want to employ people, then you will plateau at a level, and I'm fine with that. And I think that's what we were questioning ourselves, because it was like we could push it so much more than the business currently is, but we sat and questioned whether we wanted to go down the whole route of having staff.
Yeah.
And to be quite honest, it's not something that I'm interested in doing, and I don't think it's something you're interested in doing.
I mean, we know we could easily increase, like, currently our best months are probably around the £5,000 to £6,000. When we're having a good month, we'll turn over £5,000 to £6,000. We know we could probably up that.
Yeah.
If we did more, a bad month now for us, like this month, we're on about 4,500 turnover, which isn't great, but for the amount of space that we give the business, and for the amount of time we give it, it's really good return on our investment, because you're not just investing money in stock, you're investing time and you're investing space. And like Karen mentioned there, employing people is like leverage, isn't it? Because then you're suddenly using other people's effort in the same amount of time to produce more, right? So that's just something to bear in mind. A lot of talk about rent. Oh gosh. I know, Lex, if we sold our 2-bed flat, could buy a nice house cash in Wales. Crazy, says Karen.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah, don't talk about rent. We were paying 13.25, was it 13.50? It was 13.50, wasn't it? No, it was 13.75, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. When we first
it was 13.50, and then
13.25. There would be.
Then it went up to 13.50, and then it was going to go to 13.
And then it was going up again.
Yeah, we were paying £1,350 a month rent for a 3-bed terrace in Thornton Heath. That's how much rent we were paying. Up here we're £500 less than that a month, so we're paying like £825 here. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Rent is, I mean, even the rent up here we're paying, like I said, is quite high, but it's a lot less than we were paying, but it means we get to live in a nice road and a nice street and that kind of thing. So but yeah, guys, and London is super expensive.
It is.
Okay,
I don't think we've missed anything.
We haven't missed anything. No. Cool. Oh gosh, we've gone over our time a bit, haven't we? Yeah. Okay, guys.
Of Alf.
Yeah, Alf. Sorry about Alf, guys. We do apologise. Yes. Alf was going a bit crazy. Guys, thank you very much for sticking with us and listening to us talk. Appreciate all the support shown by you guys with the super chats. Lex Oliver says, I lived in Thornton Heath for like 3 weeks. We were born and bred in the Heath. Lex, love.
Yeah, you are.
I am. Yeah, Thornton Heath. I miss it now.
Yeah,
I do miss it. I do get homesick. You get homesick as well.
Yeah, I do get
homesick.
homesick.
We have been getting homesick. Yeah.
I miss family.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced.
Yeah.
I miss the place.
And that's the other thing. That's the other thing as well. We still need our time so we can do those things.
Yeah.
So the more demanding our business is, the less time we have for that, and we have to bear that all in mind. I pay $380 a month for a 2-bed flat. Honest, I don't know, the landlord says me. Wow, that's amazing.
Wow.
Okay, guys. Karen says, glad hubby earns money to pay mortgage. That is a definite nice thing to have squared away every month, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, guys, thank you very much for joining us. Would you move back?
We've discussed it, haven't we?
Yeah,
we've discussed.
We're gonna call it a night now, guys. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate the comments, really appreciate the super chats. The interaction in the chat is amazing. Thank you all for showing the support you guys do to our weekly chat. We will be back with the same chat next week on Friday, but we will be doing other videos hopefully in between.
Yeah, we hope to.
Yeah. In the meantime, you guys know Nick and Andrea are going to be live on Friday.
Sunday.
On Sunday.
Sunday.
So obviously we guys will be able to catch that out. Celtic Traders go live on Saturday.
Saturday, I think.
Yep. So yeah.
Saturday night.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. We will see you later.
See you later.